And since business is one of the most important type of investment, I'm going to be talking about business. A lot of people often have this misconception between savings and investment. Investment is what differentiates the boys from the men. Me personally, I don't invest my money in any kind of cryptocurrency. A business can be an organized, commercial, industrial, or finance. Business is the only kind of investment that you can have today that can actually give you that kind of cash flow. I come back from this job, then I go to another job. What can I do to begin to get income? I was frustrated and I started saving money. And we have a sharing ratio. We used to share the profit, which is usually 30-70. I got an office, then got a place, then we started our business. Before then, I was helping people to apply for their visas for free. I saw the need to commercialize what I do. You need to find a way to make money from what you do. When I came to Canada in September 2022, I decided to start a business, a cleaning business, because when I was in Germany, I had cleaned for different cleaning companies. In January 2024, then I went to the registry and decided to incorporate my business, prospective and successful, and I'm glad that I was able to enter into the business ecosystem. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. If you are new to my channel or you are just seeing me for the first time, please consider to hit that subscription button, and as you do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that anytime I make subsequent videos like this and many others, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Do not also forget to like, share, and comment in the comment section, engage with this video, and I'll be glad that you did. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, because I told you that occasionally I'll be talking about financial management and wealth creation, and today I have something very important to talk about. It's not the usual vlog video that I do. I'll be talking about investment, the types of investment, and since business is one of the most important type of investment, I'm going to be talking about business, the type of businesses that you can have, and from there I'm going to go further by talking about how I started my business in Nigeria and how I started my business in Canada also. So stay tuned to this channel and make sure you watch this video to the end, because there are a lot of information that is packed in this video. Like I said before, we're going to be talking about the types of investment that we have. And before we do, I want to explain what investment is, because a lot of people often have this misconception between savings and investment. Savings is not investment. So I'm going to differentiate the two today. When we talk about savings, we mean putting money together for a purpose. When you are saving money, you are working, you are putting the money together. You are actually putting the money together for a purpose. What that purpose is unknown to anyone. It could be for an investment, or it could be to be spent on liabilities. It depends on what you are saving for. So savings is not an investment. Savings and investment are not same. So now investment is putting money into something for a return. So when you are investing money, what you're actually doing is that you are putting your money into something so that you can get a return. All right, so that is what you call investment. So if what you are doing today after saving your money is putting the money into something that doesn't bring return, you are not into investment. You are into putting money into liability or something else. But today we are not into all of that. We are talking about investment today, and investment is what differentiates the boys from the men. So only the brave ones can make investment, because investment is not something that sometimes bring quick return. It takes quite some time. That is why most of the time I talk about delayed gratification. You need to have patience. You need to have delayed gratification to be able to invest your money and wait for it to be ready for return. So we have so many kinds of investment that even anyone with any amount of money that you have, you can actually put your money into any of these. So one of it is stocks. You can buy stocks. Buying stocks mean you are buying part of a company. You are buying share in a company. So you are part of the owner of the company. What it means is that if they are making profit, you are also making profit, and if they are making loss, you are also making loss. So if the business is growing, your stocks are growing, and anytime you sell to another investor, then you make a lot of money for yourself. And also anytime they share profit for the business, you get a lot of money, because you are part of the company. The second one we have in our list is a bond. That means lending money to the government. So sometimes it is the government that issue bonds to the public, but these days some private companies also issue bonds to the public. So when you are buying bond, it means you are actually lending your money to the government so that you get paid some interest on the money, maybe per month or annually. So anytime you feel you want to take your money back, then you take your money. But the difference between bond and stock is that bonds incur only little amount of interest as compared to stocks. One of the major advantages of bond is that you don't lose your money. You always get your money back, even if the borrower goes bankrupt. So the third one in our list is mutual funds. Mutual fund, instead of buying a single stock, you can actually buy multiple stocks, and there are people who does that, and they bring professionals who manage these stocks for you so that you can maximize your investment. So that is what we call a mutual fund. So many people are into mutual fund, and funny enough, some of this investment you can actually do it with as little as you have. You can start any of this investment. So don't wait until you have a lot of money, you have pool of money before you can start making investment. So with even $200, you can also start up any of this. You can buy stocks, you can go into mutual fund and buy part of it and see how it goes. So another one in our list today is real estate. But of course, real estate, you need to have a lot of money to be able to buy into real estate. But real estate is actually a good investment. You buy a commercial or residential property and wait for some time. Then there is capital gain. Then you sell it off, and you're able to make some profit, also returns. So it's also a very interesting kind of investment. Then another kind of investment we have is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is actually a very good type of investment, but you need to be aware of the risk. Me personally, I don't invest my money in any kind of cryptocurrency, but I'm not disputing the fact that a lot of people have made a lot of money through cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is a good investment. You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, a lot of them. So it's just for you to make your own research and know how you can invest effectively into this kind of investment. But beware that they are high volatile kind of investment, and you could lose your money. All right. Another kind of investment we have is a venture capital. You could be a venture capitalist, or you could have a business plan and look for venture capitalists to invest in your business. Venture capitalists are people, private investors who have their own money, and they are looking for businesses with good prospects that they can invest their money. So if you have any business plan and your business have a very good prospect, you can look for a venture capitalist to invest in your business. Or if you have like a lot of money, and you can also look for businesses with good prospect and invest your money. Venture capitalists always have equity in that business. A very good example of a venture capitalism is record label. Many of us are aware of a record label. They bring in talented musicians into the fold. They use their money, sponsor them, rent a house for them, sponsor their platform, and by the time those musicians begin to make money and money begin to come in, they take equity, part of the equity of the business. They share profit from the business. So that is what we call venture capitalist. So it's also a type of business. But the most important of all is business. A business can be an organized commercial, industrial, or financial activities which is aimed at creating goods or services in order to make profit. So any commercial activities, industrial activities, financial activities that is aimed at either creating goods or services in order to make profit is called a business. So now, a lot of people want to do business, but they don't know what business is. So you need to research about what a business is. So from this definition, you could understand that business can occur in two ways. It can be offering goods for sale or you're offering services for sale. Either one can be a business. So there are many companies today in the world that are offering goods for sale. And there are many companies in the world that are service-based businesses. So you could choose what kind of business you want to go into, and you research about it, and you can start. So business is very, very essential, and we're going to talk about the different kinds of business, because business is the only kind of investment that you can have today that can actually give you that kind of cash flow that you need, like that daily income. Because sometimes there have been this argument online, people saying that if you have money, should you build a house or you should start a business? The common answer to this question is that starting a business is a better option, because the business can actually generate money to invest in an asset. Like myself, I started a business before I started investing money into assets. So, but you cannot just start a business. You need research into the business that you want to start. You need to know about the business you want to do. You need to understand if there is any alternative investment that you can make more money than the business that you actually want to do. So you have to, make forensic research. That is why in the future, I'm going to be talking about what we call opportunity cost. So in any investment you want to do, you need to consider what we call opportunity cost. Like what will be your real cost and what will be your opportunity cost. Do not invest money in any kind of thing without considering an opportunity cost for that particular investment. And I'm going to be talking about all of this in the future so that it can guide us in our investment goal and portfolio. So we are going to be looking at the types of businesses that we have, so that you can know today the kind of business that you want to start, or the business that you aim to start, so that you can see how the structure look like, in order not to be caught at the middle. So the first type of business we have today that is very easy to start is a sole proprietorship business. That is a one-man business. A one-man starts and runs the business. It takes full liability of the business. And of course, what liability is that any money owed to external people and any debt incurred, this person handles all of that. He's the only one that bears all of that, because only this person owns the business. Only this person started the business. So that is what we call a sole proprietorship business. Then another type of business, for some people who don't want to bear the risk alone, sometimes some people want to share the risk, or the money to start a business is not so much, and they need, to bring in some other people into the business. So you could decide to go into the second type of business, which is called the partnership kind of business. A partnership kind of business is where business is created and run by more than one person. It could be 2 people, 3 people, 4 people that went into partnership. General partner and the limited partner. General partner take part, contribute his money, and also involved in the day-to-day running of the business. But limited partner contribute their money, but partake in only little aspects of the running of the business, or even none. Most limited partner don't even partake in the running of the business. They only put their money, and they don't take part in the running of the business. So if you are going into any business, you are going into a form of business that is a partnership kind of business, you need to ask, or you need to evaluate what kind of partner you want to be. If you want to be a general partner, you want to be a limited partner, then all these are essential factors to decide before you are going into partnership with someone or with a group of people. We have the number 3 kind of business, which is the corporation. A corporation is actually a business entity in which the owners of the business are totally separate from the business. They don't bear any liability. When we talk about sole proprietorship and partnership, liabilities are involved. If you are someone and you own a business that is a corporation, all your assets are totally shielded from the liability caused by that business. It brings high return, less liability like the partnership and sole proprietorship. But one of the demerits of this kind of business is that it has a very high tax. A business that is corporation can sell shares to the public. Like you want to buy stocks, It is only business that are corporation that offer stocks for you to buy. So other kinds of businesses cannot offer stocks to the public. Risk for this business is limited. So when the business incur debt, the owners of those businesses do not give up their asset to pay those debts. Their private assets to pay those debts. So what will be used to pay those debts are actually asset of the business, not asset of the owners. So this is what we call corporation. Then we also have limited liability companies. Limited liability companies is very, very common in many countries in Africa and Asia. Because of the complexity in forming corporation, we have people going into a limited liability company whereby the liability of the company is limited. They enjoy that benefit of less tax for a partnership and sole proprietorship, and also enjoy limited liability as in a corporation. So there is liability shield and there is also less tax. Of course, you know that corporation, there is high tax, but a limited liability company, the tax is less. And also in sole proprietorship and partnership, their liabilities are all limited. Also remember that limited liability companies cannot also offer stocks to the public. So if you are going into this kind of business, bear it in mind that you will not be allowed to offer stocks to the public for sale. It's not possible. Another type of business is franchising. Instead of starting your own business, you can actually franchise a business right from already established company. Like for instance, we have McDonald's, we have Chicken Republic, we have a lot of companies today who are already corporations. You can decide, and these companies are also established. They already have their customer base. So you can, instead of starting a new business, you can decide to go into business arrangement with them and buy a franchise and start a branch of their business in a particular location. So you can go into that. If you don't want to start from the scratch, you don't want to bear liabilities, then you can always go into franchising. We have online business and e-commerce, so you can also be involved in selling digital products, content creating, podcasting, different kind of online businesses, selling stuff online, and you could start those businesses without even any startup capital. I know of people who are, selling stuff on Amazon with zero investment. So you can research about those kind of businesses and, go into them. Then we have non-profit kind of business, like the NGOs. So you can go into NGO whereby the profit generated is also used to, help the public. So you can go into that kind of business. These are the major kinds of businesses that we have. Anytime you consider to start your own business, you could look into any of these and, go into detail to see their advantages and disadvantages so that you can be making an informed decision. Okay, in this episode, I'm going to explain to you how I started my business in Nigeria and also in Canada. I'm going to start on that of Nigeria. So in 2020, I was in Germany. I was doing my normal 9 to 5. Sometimes I work 2 to 3 jobs. I come back from this job, then I go to another job. I was there even some point in my life that I slept in the train station. I was very frustrated. So I decided, okay, what can I do to begin to get income that I don't need to put a lot of effort, I don't need to put a lot of hard work to get this kind of income. So I considered to start a business. So I considered to start saving money, because everything starts with savings. So that is why if you are not good in savings today, you need to go and learn the habit and the art of saving. Savings is very, very important. Savings can save you from financial ruin. So I was frustrated and I started saving money. Then I got to a point, I didn't know the business to do. Then there was this my friend that was in Lagos, Nigeria, and he was involved in car mechanizing. So I decided to invest in his business, just like a venture capitalist, like I just explained. So then he would buy a car and show me the car, tell me the price and ask me if I want to buy. Initially, I started buying one car. Then by the time I started seeing prospect in it, I started buying more. I would buy this car, then we'll make some touches on this car, then we'll put it back in the market for sale. And we have a sharing ratio. We used to share the profit, which is usually 30-70. So what we do is that when the car is sold, then he pays me 70% of the profit and part with 30% of the profit. And it was very prosperous. I was making a lot of money from the business. Then I've not yet registered any business. Towards the end of year 2020, I made up my mind to research into other businesses and also going to officially registering a business in Nigeria. Then I decided to register a limited liability company in Nigeria. I submitted my document, and at the end of the day, I got the business registered. Usually when you register a business in Nigeria, you'll be issued a certificate of corporation, the NAMAT and the rest of them, which I will be attaching in this video. You also need to go to the FIRS, that is Federal Inland Revenue Service of Nigeria. So you have to go to them and open a file with them. There were a lot of bureaucracy, but at the end of the day, we were able to get the registration done. So all the document was done, because when you open an account with the FIRS, then that is where you'll be filing your VAT, your value added tax. So each business you do, you need to add, I think then was 6.5 or so, but I think now it's like 7.5%. You need to add it to the product you are selling, or if it is service you are giving to people, you need to add it to your service. Then when they pay you this money, you need to every month you go to your Tax Pro, your online account that is generated by the FIRS. Then you can file your VAT there. Then at the end of the year, you need to file your annual tax. So when I registered that business in 2020, I didn't have any business I was doing apart from the regular venture capitalism I was doing. So I didn't have any. So until I went to Nigeria, I got a business opportunity. I got an office, then got a place. Then we started our business. The car business that we do, I made it more professional. We now have a record of the number of cars that we have. And we try to monitor how the cars are being moved and how the sales are being done. So we started with that. From there, I got other business opportunities. So we started our branding business. We started immigration consultation. Before then, I was helping people to apply for their visas for free. But when I started that business, I saw the need to commercialize what I do, because you need to find a way to make money from what you do. So I had to start commercializing what I do. Instead of doing it for free, I started charging for a fee. So I started doing all of that, and from there I brought in different other kind of businesses, and the business have grown and have been making me a lot of money on a daily basis. You can actually, start small. You can invest in people's business. You can invest in your business. You can start a service kind of business. You can start a digital business, just like all these businesses I listed. You can start any of them, then you can see how you can grow over time. And I wish you success if you start, and I believe that you can always, do it. Then that is how I started my business in Nigeria. For Canada, it's pretty tricky. When I came to Canada in September 2022, I started working. And at the time, I decided to start a business, a cleaning business, because when I was in Germany, I had cleaned for different cleaning companies. Those of us that are familiar with Europe would know that most of the survival jobs and student jobs we have there is mostly restaurant, cleaner, those kind of jobs are what students do. So I did a lot of those jobs for different companies. So because of that, I was experienced with cleaning, how cleaning are being done. So by the time I moved to Canada, I decided, since in Canada it's a bit easier, the less bureaucracy to open a business compared to Germany. Now it's a bit different too, because in Germany I was not living with a temporary resident, so there are a lot of limitations for me. But when I moved to Canada, I was a permanent resident, so there was a lot of freedom and some kind of like government support. I swung into action and started researching about business in Canada. Before I even came to Canada, there are certain courses that they were offering to newcomers, and I did some business courses. From there, I've already had some orientation about the business environment in Canada. So immediately I came in, I decided to research into the cleaning business. I moved to Calgary, of course, and there are already a lot of cleaning businesses in Calgary. So I tried to research how big they are, what they are doing. When I made all this research, then I decided to register a sole proprietorship kind of business. Then I was operating the cleaning company as a sole proprietorship. Then I was getting a lot of jobs. I was doing advert. I was going to locations to do cleaning, but mostly residential cleaning. In cleaning business, there is commercial cleaning and residential cleaning. So bigger cleaning companies does both, but smaller cleaning companies, some people do only commercial and some people do only residential, but mine was specialized in only residential. So I started that residential cleaning. I bought all my cleaning supplies because I didn't have money to buy the new ones. I went to Facebook Market. There are some cleaning companies that folded up, so I bought their machines, I bought their supplies, and use it to start. In January 2024, then I went to the registry and decided to incorporate my business. Then I paid around $400 to 450 Canadian dollars to change the business from a sole proprietorship business to a corporation. So I moved the business from being a sole proprietorship business to a corporation. And today I'm operating this business as a corporation. So when I registered the business, I was also given certificate of corporation in Canada. First of all, when I registered it as a sole proprietorship, I was given a certificate of sole proprietorship. But when I changed it to corporation, then I got issued the certificate of corporation, which I use to date. It has been prospective and successful, and I'm glad that I was able to enter into the business ecosystem. And in my next video, I'll be showing you how I clean a residential environment. So when we say residential environment, you could get a contract whereby the people are still living in the apartment and you have to come as a routine, maybe once in a month, to clean the apartment. Then there is also a move-out cleaning. It's done differently. There are some kind of apartment whereby the people in the apartment, like the owners of those apartments or the resident of those apartments, have already moved out. So they need you to clean the apartment at a professional standard so that it will be ready to be handed over to the landlord or to the owner of the property. So we do all of that, and in my next video I'm going to take you on a step-by-step process of how I clean a typical residential building. If you have watched my video to this point, I really appreciate, and I like the fact that you love what I do. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do consider to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I make subsequent videos like this, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Do not also forget to like, share, comment in the comment section, engage with this video, and I'll be happy that you did. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.